Snow.
They come from London.
Vin de la Londra,
Their music you will find very different.
muzica lor e total diferită.
Woman on the radio talks about revolution when it's already passed her by. Bob Dylan didn't have this to sing about. You know it feels good to be alive. I was alive and I waited. I was alive and I waited for this. Right here, right now. There is no other place I wanna be. Right here, right now. Watching the world wake up from history. I saw the decade end when it seemed the world would change at the blink of an eye. And if anything, then there's your sign of time. I was alive and I waited. I was alive and I waited for this. Right here, right now. I was alive and I waited. I was alive and I waited for this. Right here, right now. There is no other place I wanna be. Right here, right now. Watching the world wake up from history. Right here, right now. There is no other place I wanna be. Right here, right now. Watching the world wake up from history. Right here, right now. There is no other place I wanna be. Right here, right now. Watching the world wake up.
Hello there, Lewis Herms here from ScrewBigGov, ScrewBigGov.com, and this is We the People Wednesdays. Do us a favor and like, share, and follow. Please click those buttons below, and share is very important now. Many of you I've heard are supporting me for my gubernatorial run in California. I'm very, very blessed and really appreciate that. They keep saying, "How can I help? How can I help?" I had an epiphany this morning, and I'm thinking the best way to help. Obviously, we need donations. I hate to ask, but it's just we're running up against a camp that's probably going to bring in $50 million. So we're definitely going to need some donations. But prayer is awesome. Manifestation is awesome also in regards to that and the donations. But I was thinking, I think this is where we can get them is the more people that are on my social media channels and constantly sharing the content, or at least the content when I'm talking about policies and the gubernatorial run. I believe that's going to put us over the top because they're not going to be able to handle that whatsoever because you folks have the passion. You've been patriots for a while and you really want to make these changes in our country. So if you can go to screwbigup.com and look at the social medias, make sure excuse me, you follow each one of those. And then in addition, click on the notification bell or whatever notifications they have available. So when I tweet something or put it through whether it's Telegram or Facebook or something like that, you're there to immediately forward it on to your group. That would be super helpful. And I think that's where we're going to beat them. I don't think they have that ability because they have to buy their followers, where ours are earned through our good work. So, without further ado, let me give you this message.
There's no better time to get into precious metals than right now. Markets are unstable, systems are failing, and collapse isn't a theory, it's a countdown. That's why smart patriots are turning to tangible assets like gold and silver. Real value you can hold in your hands. Verity Metals is here to help you protect what matters most. Whether you're stacking for the first time or securing your long-term wealth, Matt Geiger will guide you every step of the way. Text Matt at 480-717-9081. There's no better.
Do you hear that? Smart patriots are doing that. Excuse me, I'm something's happening. Everybody in our house is getting very, very sick, but I'm still here working. I think part of it's me doing so many interviews. My voice is going too, but I'll do my best for y'all today. Today is We the People Wednesdays, which means I'm going to do Q&A. So let's just get to it right off the bat. What is this? I haven't seen that one there before. Oh, I get it. Okay, cool. All right. By the way, I haven't read any of these, so some of them you may take me off guard. We'll find out. Question from Connie. Why aren't there public alerts about the rise in sex trafficking? Shouldn't every parent know, not just those watching your show? Well, Connie, that's a no-brainer. I would completely agree with you and ask that question. In fact, in my campaign, that's the question I'm going to be asking, but I do know the answer, and it's because these there's a lot of these parasites that are actually pedophiles themselves and support and get get funding from this human trafficking apparatus. So the elites don't play kindly with those that want to expose this. So you're not going to see probably any Democrats do it because they'll be shunned out of their party, and I'd be surprised if you see any Republicans do it too. So this is why we need to take down these political apparatuses and get people just to care about the people. It's pretty simple, guys. You know what I mean? Let's take care of the kids, take care of the elderly, take care of ourselves. Let's get this done. We don't need this political ideology, and we certainly don't need a bunch of parasite pedophiles running things. We're done with that. So the reason why, Connie, is because it's not politically expeditious for them. In fact, it would be in reverse. They don't care. If Trump removes Newsom because of treason, etc., could he put Herms as a temporary governor until he is officially voted in? That's a great question. Um, well, they have to go through some process if that were to happen, and then the lieutenant governor would be the next in line. And there's a whole continuity of government in California too, just like there is in the United States and the White House. So no, I don't think that would be an option. Now, if under military control, he can place at minimum a military officer in there. I don't know if he can place a civilian in there or not. Um, but hey, uh, I'll get there. We're gonna have a battle, I have a feeling, but we're gonna get there. We have a lot of things to come. This is not just a hope and a dream and a prayer. We are seriously going to change the climate in California, and we're excited about it. I've got such a great team behind me. Okay, question from Lori. Why does it seem like many in the gay community have extreme TDS? Some generally believe Trump will dissolve their marriages or put them in camps. Where is that fear coming from? Okay, so you can actually go back historically on this one. So the original LGB was a similar movement to the Martin Luther King civil rights movement, where it was it wasn't based on anything evil whatsoever. At the time in the 70s, the gays were getting, they're persecuted. I even grew up in a town in California where I know there were guys from local high schools and colleges. I didn't know them personally, but I heard that they would go out to gay bars and just start gay bashing, literally beating them up with baseball bats. So it was a horrible, horrible situation back there in the 70s and the 80s. And so originally, in fact, even the first flag that was commissioned by Harvey Milk was just to bring attention and just so we could be loving with each other, even though we may disagree with their value set, we could be loving. But any movement, just like MLK's movement, they get hijacked by these Marxist anarchists, and they're hijacked for a completely different reason. So now they are brainwashing their community that Trump's the bad guy. And last thing they're going to tell them is Trump had the first ever gay person in his cabinet, in Rick Grinnell. But they don't want to. They're not going to mention that, obviously, because that doesn't fit their TDS story. So it's total propaganda and brainwashing. And you have to understand, this is done on purpose. This is all about division. And I'm going to be speaking common sense inside my campaign, and I'm saying, guys, the division, it needs to stop. The division is where the baddies need you because they can control you. And I think if we were to do a Venn diagram on this, and you take say the left and the right, I have a feeling that they will have so much in common that there'll just be a sliver of things that they don't have in common left over. And that's unfortunately where the parasites focus on because they have to keep the division. So the reason why a lot of them are like that, I think they're getting brainwashed to be like that. And it's really, really sad, actually. And there's nothing to fear. You know what I mean? Just like you were told that he was going to start in his first term going out and putting blacks in jail. Are you kidding me? He had black people in his administration, and he's done wonderful things for the community. So it's all fear porn. It's really sad. This question is from Dawn. Could you touch on the real ID and the Palantir situation? A lot of folks are worried it's part of national surveillance system. Most sources I've seen raise serious concerns. So here's the challenge with this, Dawn, and I totally understand where people are coming from on the real ID and the Palantir situation. Let's be real. Since the Patriot Act, there's no privacy, guys. Your identifications are out there. Every single thing you do is tracked. The NSA knows everything that we do, everything. So this may be all to do about nothing. And I understand the Palantir situation, but if you really read it, by the way, I've read the whole, all through the whole documents and the protocols. They're claiming that this is not going to be used for evil, but it is set up to be that way if they chose to. A lot of apparatuses are. Um, in regards to the real ID, uh, why does it? How does it really make a difference? They're not chipping your head, right? They can track you anyways. If you have, like me, I have a California driver's license. I now have the real ID. I got that a while ago because to me it makes no difference whatsoever. So I really think it's too much to do about nothing, guys. I think we're getting upset about something. Um, I was having a discussion today with my family that it's not like they don't hear everything on your phone already. Look at the ads that are starting to place on your phone. They're listening all the time. Um, so I don't think this gives them any more authority to do anything. I'd be less concerned about the real ID and more concerned about the Palantir, but it really depends on who's running that, to be honest with you. So, I think we've gone too far down that road already. There's not much recovering. So now we have to just claim our own sovereignty individually. Because if you just stop using IDs, stop using your credit cards, um, maybe we can go back to a barter system, but I just don't think that's likely at this point. I do understand your concern, though. From Sandra, is Lewis familiar with Ashayana Deanne's Voyager books. They reveal the true history of Earth, the Lucifer rebellion, and our role at 12-strand DNA gatekeepers. It answers everything. I'm not familiar with that. I have read a little bit about 12-strand DNA, though. I don't know if it was from this author or not. This is fascinating. Okay. Well, I'd be interested in learning more, but full transparency, I'm not familiar with the books. I am concerned of a comment that it answers everything. I mean, many think the Bible answers everything, and other people think something else answers everything. So, but it seems very, very interesting, and yeah, I would like to look into it. So, Shayana Deanne's Voyager books. I'll check it out. Thank you. I appreciate that, Sandra. Question from Tom. Under whose authority do you operate? Man's government or the authority of Yeshua? 100% Yeshua. That's pretty simple. Now, it's interesting though, is one of my goals with inside of government is to get them to start recognizing natural law, which is God's law, and it even says in the Constitution, at least it refers to common law. So I believe in order to get us back to where we need to be, unfortunately, I have to be with inside that corporate government structure so we can fix things. But I hope that answers your question. Hey, I had a special guest pop on here. Who is this guy? See if I can bring him on screen. Ladies, ladies and gentlemen, Matt Geiger.
Governor Herms,
What's
how
up?
are you, sir?
I'm doing awesome, Mr. Geiger. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. I'm sitting here at my house. I got a bunch of security being installed here.
Dun dun dun. Well,
Yeah,
you need that.
you do. You do. It's pretty comprehensive stuff. So they've been here the last couple hours. I'd expect them to be here for the next couple hours. But how you doing, man? You looking good?
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. I'm doing all right. Just go running through the questions here for everybody, and I'm sure they're happy to see you. So, you want to get to it?
Absolutely. We should do a live broadcast from like Wilshire Boulevard in LA or something.
Yes, yes, with the peaceful protest.
Yeah, let's
Uh,
roll.
all right. Here's a question from Peggy. It says, "Do you know what is going to happen with the credit union? All my money is in them. I think they are safe, but just want your opinion." Well, that's actually a question for you. I think that's perfect timing.
Yeah, I mean the way credit unions work is they're a little bit different. They're not backed by the FDIC. They take out essentially private insurance. Is my understanding of how they work. So it's like, what you know, are the insurance companies going to be solvent enough where they can start, bailing out banks? I don't think. I think the problem is that the dollar you operate in is losing the value, right? It's not so much that the credit union's good or bad. I think credit unions are fantastic, and if you can keep your money in one, go to a credit union as opposed to one of these big banks for sure. But I think the real problem is not so much, the credit union closing down or something like that. I think it's more that, look, the dollar's lost pretty much all of its value since 1971, since we went off the gold standard. So that's really what you should be concerned about. It's the currency you're operating in, not so much the bank that you're sitting in as far as a credit union. But I agree with you. I think a credit union would be probably a much safer place.
Yep. Although the credit union still holds the fiat dollar. I think that's what
Exactly.
you're getting at. Yep.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, it's interesting too because I've been watching over the last 4 years. There's been a lot of what I call shrinkflation. In fact, I'm proud to say that I was one of the first platforms to ever mention what to look for in shrinkflation. What that is, guys, is that means normally you buy eight and then suddenly it's less. So, great
Yeah.
example.
Yep.
These nutrition bars I have right here. I'm not going to show it because I'm not going to promote them, but these nutritional bars right here always had six in a box. I noticed they changed the size of their box, and my wife was asking me, "Oh, that's weird. Like, oh, is it new advertising? What do they do?" And I go, "I guarantee you, they pulled a bar out of there. There's only five now." And sure enough, there's five in the box now, but it's the exact same price. Now, why does that matter? Because that's a game in order to keep the dollar from devaluing itself because people are still looking at units. So they're not looking at units like if you buy an individual bar, looking at a unit of a box as the same price. So it doesn't look like it's inflation, but it is absolutely inflation.
No doubt. No doubt. I think I went to the grocery store and did kind of a large shop. I was with you. I was with you in California.
That's right.
For what we got, I didn't remember I said to the cashier, that very nice woman at Target, when we bought all that stuff the other day, I found that bill to be somewhat reasonable compared to prior years. I think things are maybe getting a little bit better.
Not much here, but
Not
they
much
are,
better.
yeah, they are getting better. I can tell you, I used to cross state lines and into from California to Arizona, and I could save a dollar on gas. Now I can save $2.20 on gas because you guys are seeing the reduction, and we're not on a lot of things. And that's Gavin Newsom playing games, and the California legislature, which I'm going to destroy, is playing games. That's exactly what's going on here, and it's just it has zero to do with we the people, and has everything to do with making Trump look bad. That's no coincidence why the riot started in LA and not another state.
Yeah, and they're going to spread like wildfire. I mean, I think you're going to see it. What, Seattle, Atlanta, Chicago, where else? New York.
Yeah, well, I'm looking forward, not in a good way, to June 14th, because June 14th is No King's Day, and they're promoting this like crazy. That may just be a day to stay in your house, guys, because they're planning these protests all over, and we're going to see if it becomes anarchy or not. I'm hoping it's not, but unfortunately, I predicted years ago that this is probably their last ditch effort. So.
Yeah, they're getting prepared for more terrorism. What's nice is that they caught. Did you see that? I'm sure you saw that video of the rock getting thrown at that police officer. Two rocks. One hit him, and then the other one he had his helmet off. And then you see that next rock come, within a foot of his head. I mean, that would have killed. That's attempted murder,
Yep,
right?
exactly right.
They found that guy who did that. They apprehended the person who did it, which is
Yeah,
awesome.
it's awesome, and they need to come down very hard on these people. I mean, this is the I still think we're soft playing it. Um, you know, here's what's interesting. I'm very hard on law enforcement when they act like brown shirts and they don't do their job, but I'm their hugest staunch supporter in
Exactly.
in a situation like this, that they need to get out and take care of business. So, and it's not an easy job.
No, I can only imagine. But I think the LAPD, I think a lot of these guys are sick of it. They've been sick of it for years. They know what's going on. They know who these people are.
Yep.
These guys know more about it than anybody. And I think a lot of the LAPD, which are great police. I've never had a problem with the LAPD. They've always been very professional. I know look, there's bad cops and bad apples in every profession, but yeah, hopefully these guys will start being able to do the job they really want to do.
Yeah,
Again,
I think most of them wanna protect and serve.
no doubt.
Um, Unfortunately, the leadership is the problem, and there's the you know, the and they use the bad cops to do their dirty work, so it makes the whole force look bad,
Yep.
unfortunately.
Yep.
And I can tell you after talking to a few of them, the rank and file are upset with that goes on also, because they understand why they look bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Question from Barbara. When the J6 farce is finally exposed, will they reveal the truth about Ashley Babbitt? Many of us believe she wasn't actually shot and killed that day.
I have
That
some. I have some insights on this.
Yeah, that's to me that's pure speculation. So if they'll release it or not, I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
So if you watch, it's on YouTube. If you look up Jaden X, Jaydenx, that was that kid who's in some bizarre. He's like in an Uber commercial as a speed skater, like ice skater. The Olympic, with the helmet and his tights on. He was on camera, being there. He came in like the whole black garb, and he was the one orchestrating with Antifa. He has a video that's been circulating on YouTube, and I watched it years ago. And on that video, you actually see the officer pull out his gun behind the door right there at that standpoint. Ashley Babbitt's kind of off to the side. She's back in the crowd. And you see the officer point the gun, and he's kind of fiddling with the gun and then pull the trigger. Where he was shooting, you can see in the video very clearly that where he was shooting would not have hit her. It would not have hit her. And that was the Ashley Babbitt shooting. So look, I don't know if she's alive or not, but based on that video, it didn't look like he was shooting almost like this way. Meanwhile, she was that way. You know, um, watch the video. Be your own judge.
No, I've seen it too. Um, there's something, and no disrespect to Ashley Babbitt's family. There's some shenanigans that are going on there in regards to this. So it remains to be seen. But if for some reason she's still alive, I certainly hope that that would be exposed, and I think it would be. I think a lot of this stuff is going to have to come to light. Because part of my campaign is we just need to stop lying to the people. We're done. We're not going to take it anymore. The people are not going to take. It doesn't matter if you think it's a good side or the bad side lying. It's manipulation, and we're done. We are absolutely done with that. And I think that's why I'm going to do well, because I'm going to appeal to both sides on that. And I'm going to say, what do you guys want? Do you want the divisiveness? Is that what you want? You want to be at each other's throats? Because you continue to.
Unfortunately, they do. That's the answer. The answer is yes to that question. So
I
unfortunately,
think a I think
that's
a
what you're up against.
I think a small percentage do, because they're in the real world New Jersey Shore mentality, right?
Right.
But hopefully we can start to appeal to the more sensible people in the middle. We'll find out. Question from Tom. Do you acknowledge that AI, Neuralink, and Starlink are part of the beast system and must be rejected, not integrated? No. I do not. I know where you're going with this, Tom, and I get it. And I'm guessing that you probably one of the previous questions was from you also. So the I don't even know if that is the beast system based on what I've read, right? Um, and it's very and what the I will say though, it said in you, not on you, if I remember correctly, and that's where a lot of people get mixed up. So that would lean more towards your idea with the Neuralink. Um, let me break this down really quick. AI could be used for bad or good, right? Right now, I think rejecting AI is the stupidest thing that we could possibly be doing, because that means we're giving it up to the baddies to have the greatest weapon ever on the planet. So I believe we should engage in AI, the benevolent people, as much as possible to try to counteract anything negative that could come from it. And let's use it for good. Neuralink originally was used to, and it's already looks like they're going that direction, to help people with disabilities, help them walk, help them hear, help them see. And if it is used benevolently, why would I want to go so conspiracy on it? And I'm a conspiracy theorist. Why would I want to go so far to say, "Oh my God, it's the worst thing ever"? Do I really want to throw something away that's going to help people walk again and see again and ride again and hear again? No. So we can use it for good, but we need to get the good guys in there to make sure that it's not going to be used for bad. But to wholesale reject it at the risk of saving people, that doesn't make sense to me. And Starlink, I don't know. Again, the internet I think was created by bad guys, and now good guys are using it to take back our country. So I think Starlink could be used the same way. So I do not think it's part of the beast system. Now I will agree with you. It could be used for that, but it's up to good people to get involved to prevent that from happening. How about you, Matt?
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with you on the AI stuff. You were actually the one that really changed my mind on AI. You're like, hey, if we use it for the good, as opposed, we can dictate where AI goes ourselves and make it for the good. So you totally sold me on that when we initially spoke about it. As far as Neuralink, that was a little bit questionable, but yeah, now that you mentioned, in terms of somebody that got paralyzed in a motorcycle, whatever, being able to walk again, or like you said, hear, see again. Yeah, these could all be used for good. So yeah, I mean, I think you hit all the bases on all that.
Yeah, and I'm not suggesting that we wholesale advocate for this stuff. I'm saying we get in there. We embed ourselves in these companies that want to do this to make sure they are being used for good. Because if you think you're going to stop it, That's you're just giving them all the power. I mean, that's when I hear people say, "I'm just gonna move to the woods." Well, then you're only protecting yourself because the rest of the world's gonna go to shit if good people just move into the woods and ignore everything. And I think that's what we really forget. If we truly wanna be in the battle, we need to be in the fight. All
Great.
right. Let's see here. From Carisi, I think. Chris. Are you familiar with the new California state movement headed up by Paul Preston? Yes, I know Paul, actually. It's here's my goal right now is I'm trying to keep California unified and fix it. If we're dividing California up, I understand why. It's because of frustration. The other reason why they want to divide it up because they think it's lost to the liberals. That's what a lot of people from the New California movement say. I understand where they're coming from. I totally get it. Right now, I couldn't support it only because I need to support changing California and keeping the greatest state in the country and making it great again. Yes, I did say that. I think it's extraordinarily important. Um, if we lose it, well, then I would worry about switching off and maybe separating it, so on and so forth. But when you separate it, you're actually losing power. You're not gaining power, except for your one little piece. So I don't support that currently. I like Paul Preston. I love his work though, and I originally liked the idea. But if I'm really going to have to change, we're going to have to change the system as it is known today, which is a whole California.
Well, you guys need a new voting system. You guys have your own exclusive voting system, right?
Yeah, we don't have a voting system at all.
Right, right,
We have a selection system.
right. So I think that's probably what really needs to change, and hopefully Trump can have some influence on that between now and when you run, among
Exactly.
many of us running. We're kind of betting on that, I think.
Yeah, exactly. See, if the voting system is fixed, if there's true reform in California, all the stuff will wash itself out. It'll fix itself because we don't truly have a bunch of lefty wackos that got voted in. Does anybody really think that Maxine Waters can bring in the votes? I mean, just ask. Do you really think that Maxine Waters or Nancy Pelosi? You think that she could bring in the votes? Do you really believe that?
Dianne
No.
Feinstein was recalled in the 80s, and somehow she still won, what, 30 years plus of elections since
Right.
then?
Come on.
It's like it makes no sense just from a common sense standpoint. Makes no
And
sense at all.
no, and then people just have to just read the tea leaves a little bit better. Those people aren't getting elected. So if we fix the when we fix the elections, everything will start to come full circle. It'll fix itself. Question from Roberta. Do you have an address where donations can be mailed? I do, as of today, actually.
That
Let
was
me
actually one of my questions, Lewis, because a lot of your viewers who are also clients of Verity Metals, they want to make some donations to your campaign. So I need
well,
to. I better write down these instructions too.
everybody first you can go to screwbiggov.com and click on Herms for Cali, and you'll see the donation links right there. I have not posted the address yet. In fact, I haven't even told the wonderful Lisa the address yet because I just secured the address. I've been filling out forms all day long. I have to get a certain EIN number, fill out form 410 for California. It's a process. So, but one of those things I had to do is I had to get a campaign office, which I just did. Let me grab the address for everybody here. Thank you for asking that. You can tell that question wasn't set up because I certainly wasn't prepared for it. All right, so the address it's actually titled Herms for Governor, HERMS for Governor, and our campaign address is 803 Camarillo Springs Road, first floor. That's 803 Camarillo. That's Camarillo Springs Road, first floor. I guess I could show this on screen too, can't I? Is that too complicated? Let me see if I have that type of skill set, Matt. Hold on a second
You
here.
got this. You got this, Governor.
Do I have that skill set? Window, boom, boom. Now let me go to the section. Let's see here. Oh, look at that. It's not very large, but hey, it's not large and in charge here. I bet you I can large it up. Ooh. Dum bum bum. That's about all I could do. Anyways, there we go. Perfect. So it's 803 Camarillo Springs Road, first floor, Camarillo 93012. It's 803 Camarillo Springs Road, first floor, Camarillo, California, should say there, 93012. And if you want to send us a letter or donations or a prayer, whatever you got for us, we will accept it right there. Or you can just go to, if you want to do everything digitally, you can just go to screwbiggov.com and then go to Herms for Cali on the page. Awesome sauce.
You have to remind people, think about it. Even if you don't live in California, it's so important that Lewis gets into this position because what happens in California directly affects everybody else in every other state, right?
So, yeah, you're right, and I've been talking about this lately. So win or lose, this is, I think, the most important election in state history in all states. And here's why. Let's take the worst case scenario that I don't win, I'm going to expose California in a certain way that has never been exposed before. I'm also going to give a template for other candidates to win on a We the People platform that is honest and authentic. That they're going to go, okay, we can do this, being honest, and that we don't have to play the political game. That's a huge win for us because if moving forward, other states start doing the same thing, at least you guys are getting a candidate that's telling you the truth. God forbid we do that. And upon winning and taking the governor's mansion, it's a no-brainer. All the dominoes will fall in all the other states because if you can do California, it can be done anywhere.
Exactly.
Question from Bernita. Real California conservatives feel ignored and have pulled back. Got any plans to get them fired up and back in the fight? It's exactly what my platform is all about, Bernita. You actually, without knowing it, you probably nailed exactly what the platform is. The apathy and disgust in the Republican Party is so huge here. They need to stop thinking R. Stop thinking R. Stop thinking D. The R's have not done anything for you. Start thinking about here's a conservative with a good value set that's going to be honest with you. Whether you like what he says or not, at least you know he's not blowing smoke up your ass and calling it a summer breeze, right? This is real world stuff on how we can fix it with solutions on taking back our great state. So yeah, I absolutely have plans, and this is what the fight's going to be all about. And trust me, I'm going to be taking slings and arrows from both sides, and I'm okay with that.
We got you had a good example in Trump. I mean, talk about taking slings and arrows. That guy's, I don't know how he does it, man.
Yep, he's pretty incredible when it comes to.
You're in for one though, Lewis. I give you all the credit in the world, man. And I have your back. So
I
do it.
can
I'm
take a
fired up.
punch. So, well, Matt, that about does it today. Why don't you tell us about your business really quick? Because it seems like you're going to get pretty busy just based on reading the tea leaves lately.
Yeah. We've been getting calls nonstop. It's like never ending. I mean, silver's moved up what, almost $5 this week. Not even just a few days.
That's a
Um,
huge increase,
Huge,
dude.
huge. And what it is these banks are trying to get out of their short positions. And I don't see how they're going to do it, but nevertheless, silver's moving up. Ever since we first started discussing platinum's up $200, right? As I was telling people, like, hey, it's a great time to buy in the high 900s. It's surpassed 1,200 an ounce now. Gold's been hanging in there, strong $3,400 range. And you haven't missed the boat on any of these. I think these prices are going to go much higher. But again, the more we see these riots, the things we've been talking about in LA, definitely happening around the country. This is the time where they're going to start pulling the plug on the financial system. They're going to try to create as much chaos and as much disorder in society that you are you want to get your money out of the hands of these banks. You know, we've seen the medical system corrupted. We've seen the legal system corrupted. It's just a matter of time before we see the financial system corrupted. So call me, you know, always happy to chat. Even if it's just, as we always say, you know, just a call to say hi. You know, always happy to talk to your audience. And thanks to everybody. Shout out to Steve, Chuck and Nancy, great couple. They just said a prayer for me. That was amazing. They heard I was getting security in here, so they thought something happened, which it didn't. But just an amazing audience, Lou. So I want to thank you, and I especially want to thank the audience. Amazing people.
Awesome. All right, folks, that about does it today. Today. Oh, wow. Are we on that subject again? Today. Thank you. I appreciate everybody. Please go to screwbiggov.com. We'll take all the support you can get, and find our social media. Make sure that you're following and click in the notification. That's where we're going to make the difference in this campaign. Folks, love you, appreciate you. Thank you to the admins who are awesome. Lisa, Christine in the background, my lovely wife and family, and Matt, thank you for everything you do. Guys, he works so hard in the background. You have no clue on what he does for us. So appreciate you, brother.
Thank you, guys.
Take care.
If tomorrow all the things were gone, I'd work for all my life, and I had to start again with just my children and my wife. I thank my lucky stars to be living here today, where the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. God bless the USA. Am I the only one willing to bleed? Take a bullet for being free. Screaming what the hell at my TV for telling me, yeah, you're telling me that I'm the only one willing to fight for my love of the red and white and the blue. Burning on the ground, another statue coming down in a town near you. Watching the threads of old glory come undone. Am I the only one?
One day, one day, one day, one day, I hope you see the truth. This puppet show stays on because of you fools. We've been dancing with the devil way too long. I know it's fun, but get ready to pay your dues. Oh God, come back home. This crazy world is filled with liars and abusers. We need you now before we're too far gone. I hope one day they finally see the truth. God, we need you now.
'Cause there ain't no doubt